Record. Boom. Cool. Okay. So this is a last summer prep AM conference call. Whether you're looking to be an assistant or not, this is great stuff. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about leading people and about how to get to 10,000 and about how to build relationships. And I want to respect your guys' time since some of you have exams going on and studying to do. And we also want to get the phoning here at our office. So to kick things off, I asked Liz to to spit some fire, if you will. We were just talking earlier today. I'm like, why don't you just start with that? I think that's great. A little bit about the conference coming up and just expectations. So, Liz, if you can kick off the call with what we talked about earlier today.
For sure. So, going over this stuff, as Anna divulges her burger from Culver's, shout out. Yeah, isn't that crazy? You can hear her eating. I know, it's weird. Just kidding. So a couple things with conferences. So you guys are going. I believe everybody, Shelby, you're going?
Yes. Oh yeah.
To the AM boot camp?
AM boot camp, yep. Baby.
Awesome. So for some of you who have never really been to a conference before, or been to like your banquet, I don't really count those as like Vector conferences. Those are more of like Vector awards than anything. So there's a couple things you want to keep in mind with conferences and going the right way to make sure you maximize and utilize everything that you're going to get there and be able to apply it immediately when you leave. The first thing is first. So you want to always arrive on time. Please, please, please look how long it's supposed to take you to get there. I can give you guys the address here at the end of the call of where it is, but the conference starts at 2 p.m. That does not mean you're walking into the conference at 2 p.m. That means you're in your seat, you're ready to be engaged, you're fully present, you're ready to go. Check-in starts at 11, so you can get there as early as 11 o'clock. I wouldn't suggest it, but maybe be there by 1 at the latest would be my suggestion, just in case you do hit some traffic. I know when we went down for our summer kickoff, I hit a little bit of a traffic jam. I know Jason did. So I always want to just, be there for some time, leave some time there for you. One thing that's really important is you want to eat before you go. At this particular conference, you're not going to get food until dinner. So when the conference starts at 2, I know some of you have an issue with getting hangry. A couple of you. I don't, but make sure you eat before you go. Also, on that, you want to make sure you're bringing a water bottle and snacks. Easy, accessible snacks. Do not bring snacks that are causing a lot of noise and ruckus. Just bring some easy, fun snacks that you can eat while you're there, again, to avoid getting hangry. You want to the dress code is business professional. So that means what Lake is wearing today is perfect. For guys, you want to have suit coat, tie. Yep, we'll show Lake. Minus the suit coat, he has it there, I know. So what Lake's wearing is perfect for ladies. You want to definitely go skirt, dress, heels, and a nice blouse or top or pantsuit. Look at that butt, just kidding. That was weird. So I can't tell if you guys are getting a leg from me or not. You must get a leg, okay. These are a very serious face when I'm okay, cool. When I made the comment, you had a very serious look on your face, so cool. Dress business professional, like I said, ladies, heels, pantsuit. You need to have a suit coat on, unless you're wearing a dress, in which case you can do that. No shoulder showing for ladies. Guys, obviously that goes without saying. Make sure your hair is well kept, all of that. You want to make sure when you get there, you're sitting as close to the front as you possibly can. You want to get some brownie points with Danny Lewis? Sit in the freaking front row. Go front row. That is the place to sit. That way you have it's very hard to have distractions when you're right there. The further back you get, the more distractions are able to come into your life with other people doing things. With that, you also want to be taking notes. Some people prefer doing their handwritten notes. Some people on a computer. It doesn't matter. Figure out a way that works for you and stick to it. Make sure your computers are charged then. You're not getting up in the middle to have to go charge it because it died. So make sure those are all charged up. Your phones are charged up. when you're taking notes too, guys, some of the cool like life hacks we have from conferences, if you have a slide that comes up during one of the talks and there's a lot of like words or a big slide of information or a diagram or a photo that you really like, go ahead, pull your phone out and take a picture of it. Don't try to copy it. It's really easy just to quick take a photo and then look back at it later. While the speakers are going on, a cool trick that I learned to make sure I'm maximizing the results that I'm getting out of the conference is you'll be handed an agenda for the 2 days that you're going to be there, and it's going to be a breakdown of the times of when everything's supposed to happen. Next to each speaker that you guys are listening to, write one takeaway that you have from them, either underneath them or right next to them. That way you at least remember one thing, because there's going to be so much information. It's going to be, you guys are going to be in a really positive and good way, vector overloaded, because there's just going to be so many good things. So just make sure you have one solid takeaway from each person. On the lines of that too, you want to make sure that you're writing down any questions you have, because there is going to be a roundtable section. And I know when I first went to my first couple conferences and we did roundtables, I was lost of like, what do I even ask? I don't even know what to ask. Oh, I had all these questions before, now I forgot. Make sure you write those questions down, because when you're going to be doing roundtables, you just pull them out and figure out who's the best person to fit in that category to go talk to, and then you're just that much more prepared. You look more professional too. With roundtables, do not leave roundtables early. There is absolutely zero reason you need to be leaving roundtables early. That is probably the most valuable time you have with Vector. People, like, that is the best part, in my opinion, of any type of conference, is the roundtables. Do not leave them early. Okay? Good. Awesome. Stay as long as you can. Ask as many questions. These are the top people, guys. These are the people that get the best results that are going to be running these. Use them. Abuse them. You're not annoying them. That's what the process of roundtables is there for you to ask questions. Yeah, don't leave early. So the other thing is go to bed. Roundtables are supposed to get done around 11. The next day starts at 7 a.m. That's 8 hours. And most of you are hard enough to wake up when you do get a solid 8 hours of sleep, not to mention the excitement of a conference and everything else. Just be smart. Be ready to go the next day. It's a Tuesday. That means Monday and Tuesday. There's no reason anything else to be going on other than being responsible. All of you are representing us. So whether you're out of Lake, Jason, myself, whatever office you're out of, you are representing us. And we do not want to hear a bad report from anyone about anything that could go wrong. I'm sure, and I don't think need to be told that, but it is, so it's said. Rise early, get up. I know quite a few of you on this call have issues with waking up without somebody else waking you up, like your mom or somebody, Jason, myself. That's your responsibility. You do not have a safety net at this conference. We're gone. We're not going to, not driving down to Chicago to wake you guys up. So make sure you're up early and on time. Do not skip breakfast either. That day sucks if you do not eat breakfast. I can promise you that until lunch. So make sure you're eating breakfast, you're getting up early. If you have a workout routine, get that in so you're ready to go for the day and you're in peak state. If you think you can get ready in 15 minutes, that's awesome. Get up 30 minutes earlier, or like get up 30 minutes before you need to leave, not 15. The most important thing though, when going to a conference, is what happens after the conference. So you guys are going to go there and learn great things. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say when you come back, because I probably look ridiculous about how excited I'm getting about this. But you guys are going to learn so many things that there's just not enough time for us to teach you. So when you come back, you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success. So all of my reps, well, AMs, I'm telling them, like, you need to have a minimum of 5 demos set up after the conference. Shoot for 10 though. 10 is like the goal, because you're going to learn these things and you want to be able to apply them immediately. If you wait 2, 3, 4 days, guess what happens? It starts to fizzle away. That paper, it's like closing on Mrs. Jones. It's a promise order. Everything kind of diminishes after a few days. So you want to be able to apply it right away and get in those habits right away. Any questions on conferences?
No.
I have a question.
Now that most of you just joined us. Yes, Hayden.
So service call training is Monday, correct? I probably could find it in an email, but I'm just curious.
Yep, that is correct. You're
And
doing service call training, you down there early.
for 8?
I don't know what time the service call training is at, but it's earlier than the conference. Yeah.
Okay, so what time does the
10?
conference? What time does the conference actually start? At 11?
All right.
No,
I know
check
there's
in.
trouble.
Registration.
All right, enough about this. I'll figure it out.
Yep. It's on Central Region Managers. You guys can go there and check it out. There's also information on the service call boot camp as well. Let me scroll to it, and then I can show you guys the agenda and everything. Here we go. So share my screen. Share the screen. Okay. You guys see? You see this? See the screen?
Yep.
Yeah. Sweet. Service call training. Hayden, here you go. It's 9:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. So those going down, which I believe is who's going down for that? Hayden, Matthew, who else? Maybe Anna. I don't know. Tekel. I'm not sure. But who's ever going down, we got to coordinate that. And by we, I mean you guys need to coordinate that. A lot of times I say we, but I mean you guys need to coordinate when you're driving down. By the way, if there's ever this summer, like there's gonna be questions you guys have that we want to help you with, but also we want you're in a leadership position for a reason. So you come to Liz or Lake or I saying, hey, so who's riding with who? We're gonna say, get out of here. Figure it out. That's why you're paid as an assistant. You can figure it out. So figure out rides. Do it ahead of time. Okay. Make sure you guys get that all scheduled because it's in the morning before the conference, 9:45 to 1. The event starts at 2. All right, so there's that. The agenda starts at 2 p.m. with opening comments by Mike Muriel. Your job, like what it is. Number one job by Luke Shamel of personal recruiting, how to get a lot there. You'll learn about ultimates and signature upgrades by Greg Strine. You'll hear about helping people get results with effective PCs, event execution of phone jams, meetings, and champs club. You'll have dinner, creating your dream chicken list or client list, which is great. Jack Viegas will be great at that. Helping out with interviews by Danny. Selling at events by Josh Gort, like how to get into the Fair and Show program, which is a lot of fun. Positive intelligence by Mike Muriel. That's huge. And how to read people, talk to them, and understand how they tick. And then at 9 p.m. by Danny, driving versus collecting CPO, which is really cool, where you're actually creating it. Anybody can just sit here and collect CPO from people, but we want to drive business. And then becoming a person of influence by Kyle, and then roundtable. So that's the first day that is jam-packed with information. And then the second day, as Liz already mentioned, starting right away, get to breakfast, and then 9 a.m. your schedule for success. 9:30, driving division and regional sales events. 10 is building your brand. That's going to be really cool. This guy, David Fisher, he's a professional, like LinkedIn guy. Like he's brought in for lots and lots of money in companies of how to build your brand, and specifically to LinkedIn for young professionals. So he's going to help you guys out a lot with that. Help you a lot with public speaking, and then social media recruiting, which will be great. And then discussion there, and then lunch, and then planning for your SC1, your SC2, and execution, and then dream big and go big, heading by 4. So that's that. That's all on the Central Region page. If you guys are not a part of the Central Region page, make sure you get on there, because there's a lot of great information on there that we know as managers and we share with you guys. So it's kind of trickling down, but if you just go right to the source, it's on this page. So any other questions?
I would like everybody who has the capability to be on video, please be on video. It helps me see your beautiful faces. Guys, this conference is ridiculous. Like, I kind of want to go. Like, I'm a little jelly that you guys are going. There's going to be so much information that you're going to learn that you're going to be able to apply right away to Vector, but then also to immediately to your like personal life. And again, regardless if you're with us for the summer or for the next 10 years, this is stuff that you can apply forever. So cool.
Then Liz, what else? What else? Was that it that you wanted to cover?
Yeah.
Cool.
With conferences, yes.
Okay.
Yep. I think that was
Anything
all
else as we move
right?
on?
Am I missing?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it was stated already, but are we going to talk about like rides and how we're getting there, or did we already talk about it?
Talk
So
after.
with rides, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was wondering who Saint CPO is
Basic
on here.
assistance figured out. Who'd you think it was?
I don't know. That was
Bill Kosky.
yeah. I know. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
give me
There he is. Okay, let's go over managing reps. Hopefully, you guys are ready. I'm going to fly through a lot.
Real quick, Jason, before we start on that, I'd like to ask a question, if that's okay.
Oh yeah.
All of you guys have been on the calls, which is, yep. When we talked about, I believe it was either last week or the week before, when we talked about, why reps sell and how to do PC and how to do PDI. You guys have to have some questions, and I'd love to kind of open the floor here with Morgan, Alex, myself, Jason, and Lake here. Please ask questions about clarifying or how to do it or anything for the next few minutes. So I would like you guys to be engaged and ask questions. So shoot.
I'll start. I have a question. So something that I have problems with sometimes I'm good at it, but sometimes I feel like I'm really bad at it, is getting reps to show up to events. I don't know if I'm building value on it or if I'm not being assertive enough. I don't know. But yeah.
Perfect. I think Alex probably is the best person to handle this question. So Alex, if you wouldn't mind, that'd be great.
Closing a representative on an event is the exact same as closing an order. So, and it might actually take the same amount of time too, honestly. Maybe only 30 minutes, but.
Yep.
So you build up the event, you explain the event in detail. You ask a lot of questions and make sure you're talking less than the rep that you're trying to get to sign up for the event. They're going to say, I have this going on this day. It's just noise. It's all just noise. They're just making excuses as to why they can't go. For me, signing up for reps, all I do is I say, hey, give me your credit card because this event's mandatory, and I just grab their credit card and sign them up. And then if they have objections from there, then I already have their credit card in hand, so all I have to do is upsell, So it's just like closing an order.
Yep.
Perfect.
Just
Awesome.
like
Thanks,
closing
Alex.
someone on the job.
Yep. So Hayden,
Awesome.
one, you have to lead by example. So building off that, you have to lead by example and be at every event, sign up for every event way ahead of time. So you can say, yeah, I'm going. Why aren't you signed up yet? And then also build value. And then, whatever Alex said as well is good. Yep. So that's great.
Next person with a question.
I can ask some more questions if no one else has questions to ask.
Floor is open. I'm sure if you have the question, other people might. You're on mute again, dude.
What was I going to say? Lost my train of thought.
Okay.
I'll think of it in a second.
Josh, do you have any questions?
Thinking of some. Don't have any specific questions because a lot of them are just common sense stuff that I know we've gone over in the past.
Sure. Yep.
That's
By
okay.
the way,
If you want some clarity or some clarification, that's totally fine
Yeah.
too. If you're just
Yeah,
something's a little fuzzy for you, great.
Yeah, so one thing that I've noticed with some reps that I could work on a little bit better, and I know we've talked about this in the past, is just making reps feel good. because they might be down, it might be a deadbeat for them. Like, what are some tips to just make them feel better about selling, about like getting more recommendations and everything? Just making them feel better in general.
Lake or Morgan, one of you could probably take this one. You're pretty good at making feel goods happen.
Down. Yeah.
All right, so I think the first thing is when you're having conversations with people, quit focusing strictly on Vector and Cutco in general. Just by making them feel good, it's about building a relationship with them and then focusing on their strengths that they have outside of Vector. So like, oh, you're a really fun person, or you have a lot of energy to you, or you're just really nice in general. And then you build that relationship because they're like, okay, they have that relationship with you, and then they're also they're just like not treated as like just a worker, you know. You have that relationship with them, and they don't feel kind of used. So I think just focusing on their strengths outside of work, and then even in work. So like have a mutual conversation with them about what they do well in the business, and then what they think they're like not as good at, and then take your time out of your day, take the time personally to develop those skills with them, and then they'll leave much more confident and excited and ready to go. That's about all I have to add.
Morgan?
That's great, Lake.
I think
Morgan,
also,
do you have anything to add?
yeah, I think also, to me, I like having the full attention of someone. So whether that's putting your phone away and doing full on eye contact, but just to know that you're heard, I think makes someone feel very good. And another thing is I don't know if you're hinting at like driving performance, like from a rep standpoint, but I think it's super important to like lead by example, be like a supporting role. So like taking notes, being engaged at team events, role play with newbies, trying to get those jitters out, because you should already have a great relationship with them if they're coming to you with problems. So I think, putting the phone away, giving that full attention would really help in that situation.
Yeah, that's really good. Both of you guys, that was excellent. Jason, do you have anything?
No, they.
And then you can kind of take it from here.
Yeah, sure. Awesome. Any other questions you guys have? Okay. Because we are here for you guys. And you just know we're going to be having in each office, we might even do still a group call. Lake and Liz and I haven't talked to this yet, but in each office or as a district, we'll have a staff meeting going over, hey, what's going on for the week? What are the next intentions? Hey, and like what's going to be really cool is you guys will each have your own little mini branch within the office. So I'll be going around and I'll be going to our like 7 assistants. Hey, how's your team? Let's talk about each person, what they need, and then I'll coach you on what you should do with that rep in that situation, which therefore indirectly coaches everybody how to work with that type of rep and that type of situation. So you'll learn a ton this summer, but in order to not make as many mistakes, that's why these calls are important. Okay.
I have something to add on top.
Go ahead, Alex.
So I've been reading Steve Jobs' autobiography for the past month. It's like a 1,600-page book, so it takes a while to read. But he took all of his meetings all of his one-on-one meetings were him going on walks with his people. No technology was there. No notes were taken. For example, him and Bill Gates developed the partnership to have Apple was originally the only company that had access to like Microsoft and their like Microsoft Word, Excel, Office, all of those products that Microsoft has. And they actually developed those concepts they just went on a walk and talked about like what they both wanted and talked about what was best for both of them. So honestly, especially with the summertime and it's being so nice for most of the days, it's gonna be really important if you want to have the full attention of a person in the conversation. Literally, just go out and take them for a walk. Yep. Tell them how you feel, ask them how they feel, and then figure out ways where you can drive them to do things that are CPO adding.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, bring your walking shoes, guys, to the office because there'll be plenty of times to go on a walking PC, or maybe you need to go grab like a salad or something for lunch. You can bring a rep with you. But we're going to incorporate in our office what's called an energizing lunch. It's in my book, but it's basically, go out, get out. It's this business is so awesome, but also it can be so draining at times if you're just in the office all day. Some of you have been an assistant, know sometimes those 12-hour days can be grueling at times. But get out of the office, go for a walk. Do some meditation. Go grab lunch with a rep that you like on the team. Nothing like burgers or anything bad for you, but energizing smoothies and salads and all that. Yes.
That's a far walk.
It is a far walk. Yep. Cool. All right. Anything else?
I've got one question.
Go ahead.
So I feel like when I PC reps, I stay on the phone way too long with them. Like, I can sit on the phone and talk to a rep for like 10, 15 minutes. And like, I don't know if that's a bad thing or if there's like a more effective way to just like get to the points that I need to get to and like still seem like it's a genuine conversation at the same time.
Yeah. Well, for you, Hayden, just, when you've helped out on Fridays, you almost do like a mini PC with them. There's a difference between PDI and PCs. So where I'm going right to where I think what you're struggling with is that your long connecting conversation, your schedule, what you want, what they're struggling with, and really coaching them is that 20, 30-minute walking PC or in the office PC or on your way to a demo field training PC. But the little 1 minute, like PDI should be 1 minute, 2 minutes. Hey, how are you? How'd yesterday go? Okay, cool. Here's how you handled that. All right, what's your plan today? Remember, team meeting later tonight. Wear orange. Whatever. You just give them some updates. Keep them accountable. Where the PDI is more of an accountability call, the PC is more of a coaching session. Does that make sense?
Hayden, are you talking like in general, or is this like when a rep calls you for help?
In general, I feel I'm pretty good when I'm asked to help. Like when a rep asks for help.
Okay, so you're saying like when Jason said, "Hey, go do PDI," you're saying each phone call is like 15 minutes?
I mean, they're not
That's what
always
you're
that
saying?
long, but like, yeah, like they're a minimum of 5 minutes when I'm doing it.
And what questions are you asking them?
Like I'll ask them, so I ask them what happened yesterday. Ask them what their plans are for the weekend because I always do it on Fridays. What their goals are for today, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What they actually have booked for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll talk about Rising Star, then talk about team meeting next Wednesday. And then that's only like a minute and a half, 2 minutes of it though. But like I just get caught up talking in conversations and like just end up talking for a long time.
Right. And I think what could help is when you're asking, it's probably when they're talking about their weekend plans. That's really probably what gets you going, is what I'm assuming. It's probably the most distracting part of the conversation. And I would say instead of asking what their weekend plans are for PEI, say, do you have weekend plans? Yes or no? That way, if they say yes, then you can go into, okay, cool. What times is that through? You don't necessarily need to know what they're doing if you're trying to hurry the call along. Or what if they do tell you, hey, I've got this, I'm going to a Bucks game. Like, awesome, build a little bit of connection, but like you don't need to go like, oh, this is my favorite player and these are my seats and this is where I sit. Just like, oh, that's cool, that's really great. I love the Bucks too. Moving on. Because this summer when you do have 10, 15, 20 people on your team that you're going to be doing this every day with, that amount of time just won't work for you. Like you can't spend 15 minutes with each person. So just asking those questions. And I would also say like, it's great to drop the fact of like next week's team meeting, but with PDI, it's really event to event management. So you just want to focus on what the next event is. So the next event is Saturday morning Rising Star. Just focus on that. Don't worry about the team meeting in a week, basically a week from that day. So just focus on what the very next event is.
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Good.
Well, awesome. Well, I'm going to fly through as much as I can in the next 25 minutes. And I just want to give you guys access to these so you know where all of this is. I'm going to talk about managing reps. We're more on a relationship level, which we kind of already alluded to. But this is in the 2018 AIM Summer Prep Calls, Rep Management, and Driving Sales and Events. You guys have access to all of these. If you want to pull them up now, you can. If you just want to look at them on the screen, you totally can as well. But first one to fly through, 10 keys to 10K. We have this printed off by our Dirty 30 board, and it's a reminder of what it takes to get to 10K. A couple of you who aren't there yet, these are really good reminders. But basically, you want to hold people accountable in events by doing these things. So making sure they have everything memorized with the recommendations and closing. Participate in 3 phone jams a week. So some of you aren't at 10K, but you're phoning like once a week, and then you wonder why you don't have enough demos, which then therefore you don't have enough sales. Field training is key, number 4. Always go field training. We have a great culture so far, but I want to keep that going into the summer. Weekly PCs with your team leader. So Hayden, this is like you mentioned, just chatting with your team leader every week. Your team, whether you have 5 people, 10 people, 20 people on your team this summer, being able to, coach them on their goals and their success. Mission 100, number 6, is always have at least 100 names and numbers on your list. Those who've been watching GroupMe know that we have something called Leads Workshop that we've not promoted since last summer. But Leads Workshop is advanced training too. In advanced training too, we cover other objections or other phone approaches for calling recommendations and acquaintance approaches and the thinking of more people, closing on chicken list people. It's called Leads Workshop, and that's every advanced training too. So it's the new trainees go to it, and after that, everyone else is invited. But if anyone ever needs help with that, getting more names and numbers, you sit down with them, you have a chicken list PC, and you get them to the Leads Workshop. 7 to 10 demos scheduled a week. So if you want to get to 10K, get a lot of demos booked. And then 5 phone calls before and after each demo. And if I asked honestly who's been doing that, I doubt many people actually are making 5 before and 5 after. And then time management and event attendance, we kind of handled that as well. And then Vector Connect audio files. Sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves as managers that there's so much great information out there from Vector Connect audios, from YouTube and podcasts. So if a rep ever needs help with any of these areas, you literally point to it and go, oh, you're struggling with phoning? How many of these have you listened to? Oh, none? Cool. Go listen to one and give me a report back. So it's very easy for you, instead of spending a half hour, Hayden, of your time trying to coach them on phone, and you go, hey, go listen to this audio, report back to me. You spend 5 minutes reviewing it with them and holding them accountable, as opposed to 30 trying to coach them. So that's really huge. So if you need that, that is in the documents. So there's phoning, recommendations, closing, motivation, time management, the only things they need to succeed as a Vector rep. Any questions? All right. I like that. Phone jam tracker. I just want to show this because this is the phone jam tracker, and it's a quick one to get out of the way. Use it. Print it off. Cool. One of the big documents I want to show you is relationships. And this goes with what we've been talking about tonight already. Can you guys all see this? Like, is it big enough?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So relationships. So relationships equals retention, which equals CPO. One of the things we thrive at in the Vector Fox Valley District is relationships. Our productivity per rep is high. Our leadership academy attendance is high. Our development into management and then branch and district management is high. So it's great is we're really great at really building relationships and not looking at people as a number or CPO, looking to them as a person that's moldable, that we can develop, that can be future leaders. So relationships are key. And what's great about this is for any business, but you guys are learning this now as maybe an 18-year-old, right? So building relationships with everyone in your organization is key to running a booming business. When you make people feel great about being part of your team, everyone works hard together towards a common goal. Here are some basic relationship philosophies. So by the way, if you have a great relationship with them, PDI is easier. That trust is already built. PCs are easier because you already have that connection. You know what they're all about. Running team meetings, getting people to events is easier because you can be real with them and you don't have anyone lying to you. You will have reps. By the way, we will kill. I think we might be the leading cause of grandpa deaths. Vector marketing is the leading cause because of how many people lie to us about whatever it is, being sick, having to go out of town, grandpa dying, whatever it may be. So I've been very calloused to those excuses, and I know I've called some of you guys out for that. And there's sometimes it is legit. But a lot of times are people just need to man up, stop making excuses, and show up to things. So if you have that relationship built with them, I'd much rather, and I'm sure Liz, you'd much rather have a new rep tell you, hey, I'm struggling with this. My mom and I got in a fight. I have depression, and I'm really not feeling okay right now to be around people, as opposed to going, yeah, I got called into work tonight, or yeah, my grandpa died. Just be real. And that's what we want to create, is a real family trust atmosphere. So ways to retain people: you smile all the time. All right. Those of you who are assistants need to remind your manager. There's going to be times when Lake has a bad show to training or bad show to interview and he's pissed, but you have to lighten up the mood and help, because as managers, there's a lot of pressure. This job's so fun and so amazing, but we have big goals. And sometimes when bad things happen, we try to mask them because we're the leaders, but sometimes you need to be there to help out, bring the energy and fun to the team, and smile. Please and thank yous go a long way. Again, we aren't a dictator telling people what to do, because everyone has a choice. But if they want to lead, they want to grow, they want to advance, they need to do what we're recommending. But please and thank yous are great. First impressions, you're always viewed through that first filter. So relationships, your first PCs, first PDI calls, first time meeting them in training or interviews, first impressions are big. Want to versus need to conversations. This is money. If you only learn this tonight, if this is the only thing you learn tonight, it's worth it. But you'll miss so much, okay? Because there's a lot of other good stuff. So you really want to have the want to versus need to conversations, the what's in it for them. The best station anyone loves to listen to is WIIFM. What's in it for me, okay? So when you have those conversations, it's not a battle of, hey, you have to come to a team meeting. It's, hey, if you come to the team meeting, you'll have fun. If you come to the team meeting, you'll set up a lot of demos. If you come to the team meeting, you'll meet other new people on the team. If you come to the team meeting, I'm going to inspire you. If you come to the team meeting, you're only going to feel better, So it's really helping them understand what's in it for them. Why should they make more calls? Not, hey, you better get on the phone, or hey, you want to make $1,000 this week? Cool. You want to buy a new car? Cool. Well, guess what you have to do? Make sales. Guess what that starts with? Making calls. So that why is so huge, because otherwise they're just going to lie to us, and these reps are going to go, oh, sure, yeah, I'll phone, I'll call you back. And then it's this big game, and then they lie. It's good to let them know, hey, here's what's in it for you, so that inner motivation causes them to work, causes them to show up, causes them to take people field training and do all these important things that are helping everybody. So you really want to figure out in these PCs, which is a personal coaching session, in these PDI calls, in these interactions with reps, is what's in it for them. So if you think about training, it's what's in it for them? Why should they follow the manual? Not, you better follow the manual or else. Hey, here's how much better you're going to do. Here's how much happier you're going to be. Here's how much more success you're going to have. So what's in it for them is very, very important. Put tasks in terms of why it's beneficial for them versus mandatory or necessary, okay? And it's sometimes if a rep is just being difficult, you got to kind of force them sometimes. But start off with what's in it for them. Any questions on that? No? Okay. Role reversal. Think about how you'd feel in their shoes. I was talking to Lake about this earlier today, but just if you put yourself in their perspective, okay, you can kind of see where they're coming from, but how can you, what's in it for them to coming or making the phone calls or coming to training, whatever the situation is, but be real with them and think about if you were in their shoes, how you would react, how you'd feel, so you can meet them at that point. Make people feel good no matter what. Always take the higher road and leave every situation on a positive note. So this summer, you'll have people who there's a gray area if that demo was real or not, if they should have really received that extra fast start prize, if they whatever the situation is, that it's important to err on the side of trusting them and making sure they're happy, because we don't want someone feeling I guess backstabbed or or not treated fairly. Permissible versus beneficial. It's permissible to do many things as a business owner, oftentimes not beneficial. So what you want to think about, that whole line is do things for long-term happiness as opposed to short-term pleasure. As a manager, we could go flyer every car on campus, and then we'd be kicked off campus. So is it permissible? Well, yeah, we could go do it, but it won't be beneficial because we get on the school's bad side and we're kicked off campus because we flyered cars on campus. That's not allowed. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that, yeah, you could kind of get by with doing, but they're really not beneficial for long-term of the success of the business and that person's success. Have genuine connections and conversations. Excuse me, we talked about that. Bukowski talked about doing the no technology, and Morgan said that too, and going for walks when you talk to people. Recognition and positive reinforcement. One of the other conversations I want to have is about how we recognize people in team meetings. And then make them feel good. You know, how do we always recognize people is a great thing, and be genuine about it. Appreciate everybody. Everyone contributes and makes a difference. There's usually at least one day a week where I'm just like thinking, or I'm at home, or I'm chilling in the office, or I'm having a smoothie or something in my car, whatever, where I'm just thinking like, wow, I'm so blessed. And like you guys will know, sometimes I'll send out a positive text, or it's usually like after a team meeting. I'm like, wow, you know, I love my job. I love our team. And it's really cool to appreciate people. As a guy, especially being married, it's very easy for us not to think about that. Or it's very easy for us to think about it, but not voice it. So men, we need to voice how we feel, right? Because girls do it plenty already. But guys need to voice how they feel, and especially the appreciation. And think about that. Like the whole world, that's just getting like world peace stuff. But the whole world will be a better place if people just voice their appreciation towards what they think about others. Eye contact. So having the deep eye contact with people is great. Having quality time with them is great. Respect everyone. You know, we are all beautiful and amazing in our own way. And just because someone doesn't get something, or maybe isn't as popular or smart or good looking or whatever XYZ is, everybody is wonderful in their own way. And people are who they are because of their upbringing. You can't always blame them. When that kid comes into the interview not looking very good, he just doesn't know. How would you not show up to an interview like looking good? But some people just weren't raised the right way, and that's where Vector comes in. We need to help these people and teach them. So respect everybody, add value, help people grow personally, professionally, and financially. So realize people can quit a job pretty easily. It's very hard for them to quit on a great manager or a great coach, right? So if you're adding value, realize people keep coming back. So the more you grow, the more you learn, the more value you bring, the more people don't want to quit on you. And that's it's almost a problem we have with Vector, and especially in our district. People just keep coming back. And we have some groupies in the training, this summer, we for sure had some groupies that were at 1,000 all summer, but they show up to every team meeting. So they're the team's here, because that's their friend group. That's that's where they get positive reinforcement, because at home, unfortunately, they don't. And at home, in school, another job, they're only getting told what they're sucking at. And in this job, we can help people out by helping them grow and giving them encouragement. And then be vulnerable. Admit your mistakes and apologize for wrongdoings. I think that's huge. A lot of times as a new manager, I thought, oh man, I can't tell them I messed up in this area, or I can't tell them I sucked in my fast start because I don't want them to judge me. That actually makes you more real and more vulnerable. So anyway, this is the most important document I wanted to cover. So anything else you guys would like to add?
Yeah, with the being vulnerable, I definitely that's something I struggled with, and I know a lot of you know that. That was something I looked at as if I was being vulnerable, I was being weak and weak-minded, and that's not the case. In fact, you'll find that the times that you are and have been vulnerable in the past are probably the most impactful times that you've had, whether with yourself in growth or with impacting somebody else. So never, never, never be afraid to put the blame on yourself, or just to be this is real. This is what happened to me. Even if it is a little embarrassing, because that just makes you more human and gets you into that relationship and just tightens that bond that you guys have.
Yep. It's great. And again, this whole relationship piece, there could be a whole course on this in college. And if college taught that course, Relationships 101, you guys spent all semester talking about this and developing this, game over. Like that's more impactful than 99% of the classes we'll ever take. So
I'm taking that class.
Are you? Hey. It's called Vector Summer 2018, baby. Oh gosh. Okay. So that's great. Next, we don't have time to go through this one, but just so you guys know, it's here. There is your team roles. We're going to update this, but there's basically, you guys will each have roles. And even if you're not an assistant, we can put people in these roles. So here's where you get key staffers involved. You put everyone in a role of who's putting on the music, who's getting all the promotions ready, who's taking pictures, who's the icebreaker, who's coming up with that, the news reporter. Everything's on here. This is kind of cool. This is really good to have an assistant in each one of our offices at the key staff meeting. Plan, okay, who's doing what role each team meeting, and you guys can look at that later, and your manager will go over that in key staff meetings. So that's great. Team event roles to fill. Also, let's see, at the team meeting, how you recognize people. Now you guys don't hear me do this. Now you guys don't see this because we have like 10 people or less at a team meeting. In the summer, we have like 30, 40, 50 people at a team meeting. We can't go around and recognize every single person. So we have to do it in groups. So what we'll do is we'll get people focused on the newsletter. 100%, if everyone's focuses on getting on the newsletter, getting that streak going, that's huge. So weekly team quadrant exercise. I'm going to read through this and then explain it. But it says working with reps based on previous week's sales. Increasing report each week by moving them up to the next level each week by focusing on the newsletter. The sales report is generally a 2-to-1 or 2.5-to-1 the amount of sales reps on the newsletter, meaning if you have 5 reps in the newsletter, the team's going to do 10 to 13,000. If you have 40 reps in the newsletter, that team will do 80 to 100,000. At least in Appleton, how can we get to $100,000 new business week? That would be crazy, okay? Or even just a week in general. Biggest week is 72,000. So how do we make that happen? And then, even if you're thinking about it as like a branch or new district, how do you have a month of 100K? That's a huge, huge month. That's a massive month for a new manager. So how do you get 40 reps on the newsletter in a month? Meaning that could be 10 reps all 4 weeks. If you think about that, you're like, oh, that's not that bad. So it's cool to break that down. That's our like manager stat, where your guys' stats say 5 phone calls equals a demo. Hey, seven demos should be $1,000 in sales. It's just the stats. So if someone's over 1,000 at the team meeting, we'll have everyone stand, and also in the team meeting, we'll have like recognition of like a countdown. So we'll have like everybody stand up and say, all right, everybody who's between 0 and 250, go ahead and grab a seat. Cool. You guys are important. You guys are, you guys are people who you still, you made a big difference. 10 of you that did make a sale, that had a sale. It's great because you matter, and that adds up, because without you guys, you wouldn't have beat so-and-so, or would have sold like 3,000 less. So even though you don't feel like you did a lot, that one order matters. Thank you. Cool. And then also, you read this. Okay. 250 to 500, let them know a good effort. Appreciate them, but challenge them to double that. How can you get 3 to 5 orders this week? And paint a picture for them growing. Because if they're doing 500 a week, it's not that hard to get to 1,000. If they're already doing what they need to have a couple sales a week, it's not that hard to get a couple more demos in. And here's a skill too, as a leader of people, and why I challenge some slackers at times, and I spend more time with the people that are doing big results, because it's easy. It's not, the quality person is there. They're still great people. But when it comes to business, it's easier to get someone to get to 1,000 to 2,000 a week than someone who's doing 100 to get them to do 200 a week. If they're that stressed, that bad at time management, that bad at the job that they're only doing 100 a week, it's going to be a struggle to get them to 200. Or if they're already doing what they need to do 1,000 a week, then it's that much easier. So like Anna, of course, congratulations, by the way, in back-to-back 6K weeks. You are phenomenal and crushing it. But Rose, you're already doing $3,000 a week, Anna. it was such a simple little switch for Liz to coach you and for Danny to recognize you to help you get to 6,000 a week, because you're already doing 3,000. That's a massive week, right? So anyway, you want to really focus on people that are doing over 1,000, and then still recognize people because they still matter. And sometimes they have a low week. Some of you even now on the call might be thinking, oh gosh, I'm kind of a loser. No, you're not. You just have been busy with school. Maybe you had some excuses. Maybe you need to be better with your time or be more motivated to phone. But whatever it is, we can help you get to that next level. The 500 to 1,000 is like you're teasing them. Like, oh my gosh, you're so close to a newsletter. You know, you could totally make it next week. Let's get in this K-Club streak. Get consistent. And then over 1,000, huge recognition. Challenge them to get to 2,000 or 3,000. And then in your team meetings, and as it gets closer, you guys will see how that happens. But basically, you're putting people in quadrants so you can recognize them as a group. So any questions on newsletter recognition? Simple, right? Okay. Trying to make it here. Other things on here so you guys know. There's creating team culture. This is great. On basically what you appreciate appreciates. What the team sees, the whole culture is caught, not taught, and what you preach, you know, vision. We'll go over this later. We don't have time now, but this is great. Creating team culture. 8 standards of culture within an organization. You know, appropriate dress, appropriate language, appropriate, you look at like drug and alcohol use, not okay. Professionalism in relationships, serious about success, importance of consistency, respect for the staff, and support of each other. So that'll be probably your local offices. You'll go over that with like your team, your crew, with who's going to be there for the summer when everyone starts coming back in the next week or two. And then teaching through recognition. I didn't have time to go through today, but this is really cool because this helps you recognize people and find something to recognize. You know, whether they have a good attitude. Maybe they're at 0 for the week, but they have a great attitude. Cool, recognize it. The 5 pay. Hey, they're so good at getting 5 pays. Small orders add up. Demo consistency, never giving up. Phoning a lot. Consistent PDI. There's other areas to recognize. Basically, if you're a manager and you're like, okay, how do this guy's on my team. I want to recognize him, but I don't know how. He's not like Anna selling $6,000 a week. How to recognize them. You can always find something. Okay, so just know all these are here. You guys can all access them in the rep management driving sales events. And that's kind of a gist of those. Any questions on those documents before I wrap things up? All good? Okay, cool. All right.
Wait. Sorry, I couldn't get to the mute button. Hang on. One question.
Go.
Who created the culture document?
Wes Frank.
Do you know?
Yeah, Wes Frank.
Okay,
Drew's brother.
cool. Awesome.
Yep, it's on there. Yep. Just copy from the best and use them. You notice, a lot of the things we do are just trickled down from other top managers. A lot happen to be Wes and Drew Frank. Yep. Cool. Good. Any other questions? Okay, so some final reminders and recognition here is, one, I want to recognize you guys being committed, being on these calls, around exams, around finals, around studying. We appreciate it. And for, a lot of you on this call being consistent every week. There's been a lot of you on this call that have been here every single week. We appreciate it. You are noticed and you matter. And again, quite honestly, there's some people who are possible for management this summer who basically failed their interview the last 6 weeks or 5 weeks of the AM calls. So congratulations on choosing success. I also want to say the team is building. Summer is just getting started. It's very exciting to have a mission and a passion. I know Lake and I, when we were driving to Appleton East today to give a message in a classroom and add value, we talked about how easy it is to wake up when you have passion and you're excited about something. And I'm excited for you guys to get out of that mediocre majority culture you're all surrounded with in college, because it's a death trap. It's a death trap for success and happiness. It's stress, it's gossip, it's party, it's laziness, and it's study things to regurgitate them on a piece of paper, to qualify you for smart or not, you know? So I'm excited for you guys to be around success this summer. I'm excited for you guys to come back. We're building something special. I've told many people this, how excited I am for like last year, like what we're building. Last year, there's 4 of us, right? Blake, Morgan, Liz, myself, and Weston. That was it. And now we're building a championship team. We're taking over the state. I don't know if you guys realize this, but it is going to be the Vector Fox Valley District State. So, yes, we are a division. Yes, we care about other offices. But with us, so you think about Dustin, who came out of our office as well, like it's game over. Like this state goes or slows by our district. So we're going to lead this thing. And I'm super excited to lock arms with you guys this summer because of already what we're building, already what we're learning, just the people we have on the team, your guys' commitment, your guys' talent. It's going to be awesome. So thank you for that. Some other reminders is make sure you're reaching out to us for help, but also on Facebook and social media. Start messaging people. There's like a handful of you who've had 10 friends plus schedule. I just shared your list with Chris. We can start helping you with the three-way texting with your friends back at home. You know, like being able to help. It's gonna be so much more fun this summer when you're working with a bunch of friends, and it feels so good to help them out. So please, if you have not yet, fill out the AMPR document. Please, if you have not yet, please start Facebooking people you went to high school with that are graduating this year and graduated last year, all the top studs. And then what else am I missing? I think that's it. Yeah, just be ready. And some of you have been stressed with exams. It's almost over, and we're excited to receive you back. Yes, one more week, Steber. One more week. So I appreciate all of you guys. Have a great night. Good luck at your team meetings and studying. And we'll see you guys in the next week or two. Have fun at the AM boot camp. Let me know if you have any questions. See ya. Okay, so we start.
Peace.
Peace. These kids.